Hey y'all. So I have to pull over and get this off my chest today because it's our time. I'm glad you're here to meet me at 4:30 on a Thursday. But I had to pull over, and that's how dedicated I am to making sure you guys get this information. So I typically start out with talking about what is going on in the business and the business hub, but as of right now, this hub is for the streets. I'm over it, but we are making progress. I will have something really nice to say when we come back next week, so make sure you tune in and join me then. But today, this week, I'm not gonna even get on it. So our topic of conversation today is how can we help you with your credit, and what I wanted to do first and foremost, say hey, drop a heart, and make sure that you're sharing this with other people, tag a friend, invite a friend in, just because I'm not talking for no reason. I want to help more people. So if you could do that for me, that'd be great. I appreciate it. All right. So the topic of conversation, I'm not going to keep you guys here long because I really want to get to how we can help. But first, I need to talk to y'all because there are a lot of different things that I've seen. I've been doing credit since 2017. It's been a while. So that's going on that is 5 years. 5 years of doing credit. My personal story is I ended up needing my credit at a time when I wanted to purchase a home. I found this beautiful home, so I walked into this home and I was like, oh, this is it. How can I get it, right? And everything matched up, everything lined up except for my credit. So my credit basically held me back from being able to purchase the home that I wanted. It was gone. Just like houses are gone right now, it was gone not too long after I went to go look at it. But I had to get my life right. At the end of the day, I had to make sure that I was ready and prepped and have my credit right because everything else was good. I get a lot of people that come in. Well, we'll go into that in a second. So what I ended up doing was I built up my own credit. So I had a 511 at the time. I had a 511, y'all, and in 3 months was able to take that to over 640. I did that, did what I had to do. I buckled down and got it done, and that's when I bought my first home. So my realtor, she took me to all these different houses. I've probably seen about 50 houses, y'all. So this is way back in the day when there was a lot of inventory. I was going from house to house. I was like, what can we see today on my lunch break? So it was really cool though because I went through the process. I understood this is what you got to do, but credit was a huge factor in that, and once I got that credit score up, I tanked it a couple more times, but I understood after that situation, I understood a lot more about credit. I started doing a lot more research about credit, and even going into it, I did a lot of research, but it taught me a lot. Just at the end of the day, I know how to build it back up from when it drops. I know how to build it back up. So yeah, I ended up buying a home then for my family, and it was I thought it was going to be a forever home, but we ended up selling it. So credit made a huge factor in that, but it did set us up. It set us up. I wouldn't even have thought that situations like our economy right now would happen, but if I didn't have my credit score right, I would never have been able to get into that situation. So I get a lot of people that come in and they're like, hey, the problems I see, it's crazy. People are typically I see people come in when they're pushed to do something better, when they're pushed, when they get denied for the credit card, when they get denied for the house, or they're going to go apply for an apartment and can't get it, or they get denied for credit cards. Typically it's that push. But I'm here today to talk to y'all to basically say why be in the situation to actually have to move forward with doing something that's going to better yourself. Your credit is an investment in you. Like, so serious. It's a huge investment in you. So we on self-care, y'all. Self-care is investing into your future, into your personal, into your financials. Like, it helps in so many other aspects than just your credit score goes up. So, oh yeah, and people wanting to buy a car and get denied. That's when you see people come in. So, I'm sorry, I had to make sure I put that in there. I see all the problems. But I'm just, what I want to do is I want to talk about how, first off, we should already know how a better credit score helps, right? I'm not too sure why this is a thing in the U.S. I've heard it's not a huge thing in other countries, but our country is the way it is, and we have to basically conform to that. So when we don't have a good credit score, what's basically happening is we're being denied for access to other things. We're being charged for our credit score being low and not keep taking care of it. And we're being charged in multiple ways, but the main one is interest. We're being charged a higher interest rate. So these companies are banking off of us having a low credit score. So just imagine, what I tell people is like, a low credit score, you're going to pay for it in one way. You're going to pay to either get it fixed, or you're going to pay to use that bad credit. So typically I see people in my program for 3 to 6 months, right? Sometimes it's even a little bit over that. So let's just take, you're in the program for 10 months, okay? That money, if you didn't do the program, that money would be going out to all the other stuff that you apply for. It's gonna go out when you go buy that car, and you have to pay a higher percentage rate compared to if you had a good credit score. It's gonna go out even more. You're gonna have to pay more than the credit program if you went out and purchased a home with a lower credit score compared to a higher credit score. You got to take in those numbers. I wish I would have drew up numbers before I started. But even with a car, you have a low interest rate, you're paying maybe a couple of thousands, for that loan. But when you have a higher interest rate, you're paying thousands on thousands extra for that loan. So you're going to have to pay somewhere. And doing one thing, fixing your credit, can make everything else so much easier. It'll save money. It'll save headaches of being denied. It will get you access to things that you've never had access to. And then on top of that, credit cards have perks. So you get more back for having a credit card that gives you perks for doing what you're already going to do. So it's a lot of little benefits. The main benefit is it will help you in your life to get the stuff that you want. So, yeah, let me go over my notes. My biggest thing is, why even put yourself through that holdup? Why even go into situations where your credit score is bad and you possibly can be denied? Why not just fix it? That is my biggest thing. Why not just fix it now? Take care of it now. So, so basically, like a breakdown of my program. It's called the Credit Accelerator Program. And what we do is leverage the laws that are in place. And basically, when the credit bureaus are putting your information onto your credit reports, they have to make it accurate. It has to be exactly what's on that documentation. So if something's inaccurate, and how you see that is you pull your credit report, see all 3 scores, you see all 3 of the information lined up for you, and you say, okay, well, this number and this number is not right, this date and this date's not right, this reason and this reason is not right. You figure out where the inaccuracies are, and basically you use the law to your advantage. So you write a letter and send it out and say, hey, these are the inaccuracies we see. Why is this happening? And because the law states that my credit report has to be accurate, I want you to remove it. Now, I get a lot of people that come in and they're just like, hey, I know all this stuff is mine. And I'm like, I know it's yours too. Majority of the stuff that people have, I don't see fraud a lot anymore, But majority of the stuff that people have is theirs. Like, they've been through it. They've had all these collections, all these charge-offs, all these negative items on their credit, and it's theirs. And it's not about that. It's about the law stating that the credit bureaus have to report it right. So that's what we do. So we go through, we send out letters on your behalf. Okay, we send out letters every 35 days. My team takes care of everything. All you got to do is make sure you're doing the positive stuff. We're working on the negative stuff. You work on the positive stuff, okay? We give you a list of different things based off of your credit that you can do. If you need accounts opened, we give you the list of accounts. Like, all you got to do is make sure that you're doing what we need you to do every 30 days, so the next update we can see that change, right? Because a clean profile is what we're going after. So we know if you don't have any open credit cards, you need an open credit card. We know that you possibly are going to be denied, so we send you a list of secured credit cards, right? We know that if your balances are too high, we need to bring those balances lower. So what we do is we become accountable and say, hey, I see this month, I need you to work on paying this down. If it's still next month, I need you to work on paying this down. So we become your accountability partner of going through the process. And also with my program, you get a credit crash course. So I do talks like this all the time. I do talks in person. I do talks on the internet. I do talks on YouTube. I do talks everywhere, right? So every time that I have, like, I even have a conversation in there that I have with a client, I took all of those and put it into a credit crash course, because everybody's situation is different. Scenarios change, scenarios happen, and I want you to be prepared. I want you to know how to handle something. When you get out of the program with your 700, credit score and you don't know what to do if something does happen, I want you to understand the scenario. So I do the education and provide that to each one of my clients, so you can go through and understand, how do I do this once I'm out of here? You know, I don't want to call Sabrina 50 million times. How do I make sure that I understand I shouldn't be co-signing on a car? How do I go through and make sure that I understand that my balances and overextending myself, that matters? Like, why would my credit score drop down and then you go look at your report and understand, like, oh, this is what I did, this is what I need to fix. So I go through and sorry, I'm just sitting here. So I go through, and that's what's in the credit crash course, okay? So another question I get a lot is people are saying, oh shoot, I lost my train of thought, y'all. So one, you get, I got you. So the other thing that I get is when a client comes in, and first off, they think that they have to pay the collection items, all right? So when you go through my program, I'm trying to remove those off of your credit report, okay? That does not mean that you would go pay those, okay? So let me break this down for you. If you have a Capital One bill, you owe $10,000. Let's break it down a little bit lower. Let's take that lower. You owe $5,000. They put it into collections, and now it's sitting there as a negative account. What I'm doing is trying to remove that negative item off of your credit report. So that does not mean you're still not liable. Like, once it gets deleted, it doesn't mean that you're not being held liable. But the situation is, if they wanted to get their money after they put it into collections, they would sue you. They would have to take you to court for them to go and say, okay, well, this is what's due to me, here's all the documentation. They got to go through that process. So for them to go through that process is typically not that big. Like, if they did that for everybody, they would just be out of money trying to take you to court, trying to get their money. So they typically write it off, put you in the collections, they write it off of their things. They have insurances for this type of stuff. So they write it off. That business doesn't even worry about it anymore for the most part. And then they put it on your credit report where it sits there for years. So I just want to let you know, if you pay that collection, you're basically restarting that time frame. It's typically 7 years that they keep that account on your credit report, but sometimes it drops off earlier, sometimes it stays on longer, right? But what I'm trying to say is, if you pay that collection, there is no laws that says that they have to actually remove that account. All they have to do is update it. Somebody keeps calling me. All they have to do is update it as the new balance. So if you're looking to pay your collections, to have them taken off of your credit, that's not going to work unless you have a letter from them stating that that's what they're going to do. So when you're with the Credit Accelerator Program, we are going through and trying to get those accounts removed off of your credit report. It's not saying that you're not liable, but what's happening is now when you run that credit report, that old account that was there is gone. It's going to actually help your score go up because negative information's been deleted. And then on top of that, it's going to look as if you do not have a liability that used to report. So you're going to get a higher credit score, which is really what you're after. You're going to get a cleaner credit profile. And then on top of that, you're going to get approvals that you've been waiting for because you're cleaning up your credit. Okay? And what I like to do is make sure you're building a credit profile that is worthy. So that's what we basically do. We make sure that we take you through what needs to be done while we're deleting the negative, you're cleaning up the positive, and you're building positive. So that's basically how we work. We send all the letters out for you. I get people that come in saying, hey, are you going to try to have me sign up other people? And are you going to have me send out my own letters? No, we do it all in-house. I do not outsource any of this. It is all in-house. We send out the letters for you. We update you in your personal credit profile, your credit portal. We update you every 35 days of your changes. And then we send out more letters on your behalf. All right. So that's what our Credit Accelerator Program is about. And that's really what I wanted to go through. Like, it's typically like, if you went through the program and you were in the program for 8 to 10 months, would you be mad? It's $99 a month. Would you be mad? Because at the end of the day, like I said, you're paying for all this other stuff. You're paying for it some kind of way. Now, if your credit doesn't, like, if you're in the program and you don't see any changes, we don't delete anything, I have a money back guarantee. You give me 180 days to work on it. If you don't see anything, I give you all your money back. I don't want it because I didn't do nothing. But I tried, and I appreciate you trying. So that's basically how our program works. I can't say like, oh, if this is deleted, your credit score is going to go up this amount, or oh, you're only going to be in this amount of time. I can't say that. What I can say is it's better to try than to sit there and let it just affect your whole entire life forever. Okay? It's better to try to get a better credit score than to let it just affect your whole entire life forever. Keep getting denied. Keep staying in the same situations because you can't use your credit. This credit is used, it's a piece of leverage that you have in your possession that you need to take account for. Okay? Don't be an avoider. Get it done. I'm here to help you get it done. All right? So that is what I got for you guys today. We do got a special going on with the Credit Accelerator Program. It's $99 to join, $99 a month. And, great credit scores in the horizon. That's all I got to say. So, that is what I got. Yes, I will be back next week. Like I said, I don't have a lot to say right now. I don't like to talk bad about my business, but my business is tripping. Not my business, but the business hub is tripping. But yeah, we're gonna have everything going next week for sure. So I'll have a better update next week. I can't tell you anything about it right now. And I'm gonna keep this under the time frame that I had. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. So if you're interested in learning more about the Credit Accelerator Program, I have a breakdown of what I just talked about at excelyourcredit.com. I will put the link in here along with the code. The code is TAXES, TAXES. So if you're in checkout, you want the coupon code, TAXES is the code. All right? So I'm here to offer any assistance. If you do need us to look over what you got on your credit report and see if this will help you, I'm pretty sure it will. If your credit score is not 630 and above, I'm pretty sure we can help you get to the 700s, okay? Even then, if you need assistance, if you need somebody to look over it, if you need a strategy of what to do next to help your credit score get higher, Excel Your Credit, ACCEL yourcredit.com. You can book a consultation, free consultation, 15 minutes, I got you. We'll go through it all. All right, so I'm going to get off of here. I hope you guys have a great Thursday. Join me next week. I don't even know what we're talking about yet, but join me next week anyways. All right, y'all. Have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend. I will see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.